Since Michelle was a small baby, music has been a part of her life because our whole family sings, and you know I sing. But even when Michelle was little, if she was fussy, I was 9, and I would be handed Michelle, or I would take her, and I would sing or play the flute. And later, when she went into her undergraduate for music therapy, we always said that she was a patient of music therapy, if you want to say, early on, because music really spoke to her early on. And my mom was always like, wow, here, Nicole, take her. So Michelle sang and played the flute, too, and did lots of things that even in her younger years. Rainbows of Love was one of our favorite things that she was about Corinne's age, and they would sing songs and go around to different either birthday parties or nursing homes and sing uplifting songs, and sometimes do clown around songs. But then later, like I said, she did her Bachelor's of Arts in music therapy with a psychology minor because she really liked psychology and music. But then she really found a love of performance when she was there. And so she went on to, that was at University of Dayton, Ohio. And then she went up to Massachusetts to be close to our family, all of our relatives up there. My dad's from Lowell, Lawrence, Massachusetts. So she went up to the north and to Longy. And she then became a master in performance, and she also got a performance diploma for opera. So what you're going to hear today, even though they're all very different kinds of songs, they're all part of Michelle's musical journey. And she said, is that okay? I said, definitely, because the thread that connects it all together is you. And so I hope that you enjoy just a sample, a taste of Michelle's musical journey today. I'm very proud of her, obviously, and I always enjoy singing along with her. Okay, Michelle.
Thank you so much for having me here this morning. Thank you to Nicole and Shane and the family for hosting me while I'm here, and to Nancy and Paul, who've kind of been my go-betweens in terms of music, and thank you so much for having me, Weva. When people ask me what I do, my answer is a singer. And even now, after studying professionally for about 11 years, I still have a hard time qualifying myself just as a singer. I suppose the reason is because I've always been a singer. It's kind of like breathing to me, you know. I breathe in, I sing out. So it is my main profession, but it's also my way of life. It's how I relate to the world. My family could tell you I went through periods, and sometimes still do, where every word you said, I'd have a song to sing about it. It drove them a little nuts, I'm sure, but they tolerated it, thankfully, and here I am now pursuing it as my main profession. Now let's consider what a song is for a moment. A song has several different definitions. Usually a relatively short musical composition consisting of words set to music and music itself. The art or practicing of singing is another one. An instrumental work written in the style of a vocal song, or in popular music, any musical work. And the characteristic sound that a bird or insect makes, usually either to attract a mate or to warn off competing members of its species. Poetry or verse, literary. A poem, especially one that rhymes. So these are several different, obviously different definitions of what a song is. It's a little word, S-O-N-G, and songs may have or may not have music. They may or may not have words. They may or may not even be sung by a human. They may express something very important or something just for fun. But however a song is defined by the book, it is defined differently by each person. For me, songs are like time capsules for my memories. When I hear a certain song, it takes me right back to a certain time at a specific place with a particular person or a feeling of an exact emotion. Singing has defined my place in this world with my family, my friends, my community, and my faith. Family gatherings or trips would inevitably lead to a round of singing some of our family classics like In the Springtime, Umpa Vida de Vuska, The Corner Master Store, which was our grandfather's, one of his favorites. And friendships were founded on songs like Summer Lovin' and They Can't Take That Away From Me, and the Galileo song. Community outreach was achieved by finding similarities and differences between the unlikely coupling of Bow Wow, the rap artist, and Aaron Copland, one of America's greatest classical composers. I worked with a group of ninth graders, and we looked at the poetry of both songs and a number of other songs, and these two had a similar theme, the Bow Wow and the Copland songs, which is what we were really trying to relay to the students, not to tell them you have to like classical music, but more you can appreciate somebody else's story. And they're going through the same thing. They're going through, in this case it was lost love. Both songs talked about lost love. And so here we had ninth graders who were listening to their hip hop, and they were like, wait a second, we get what Copeland's talking about in this song. This is pretty cool. So it's a way of communicating across different languages, different ethnic backgrounds, different socioeconomic backgrounds. It's something that brings community together and something that we can all understand. I know we're probably not all from the same backgrounds right here in this very space. We're all different. But when you guys stood up and sang with me, it was amazing. We were one. We were united. It was great. It was great. And I also did recently, to get out the vote, I went out into some places in Boston, in the Boston area, which is where I'm living right now. And it was amazing to be able to look into some of our history's past, our political past, and also kind of revamp some songs so that we could really communicate about how important this election's been. We really wanted people to know that this means something to us. And I say we, I'm in an a cappella group up in Cambridge, Mass. And we really felt that it was our duty as singers to do something, to have our voices be heard, and to encourage people to get registered, to vote, and get out there and do it. And that's what they did. It was really inspiring to see so many people react, and they were clapping and saying, yes, I'm registered to vote, or please sign me up, or whatever. It was wonderful to see so many people just respond to our enthusiasm and something that we care about and something that we love. Obviously, my faith is it's something that I think I've been sharing a little bit with you this morning. The songs that I've chosen to share with you this morning have all been parts of my journey to get here right now, where I am right now, as a person and as a singer. And my faith has always been, like Nicole said, I was in the Rainbows of Love. That's probably the little seed that was planted. But when I was in those performances, I knew that I might be doing some silly choreography or singing some not so eloquent lines of music, but the message was very clear. And every audience that we ever had, would come up and say, thank you so much. You brought a little bit of joy to our lives, a little bit of hope to our lives. And I think that's what I try to do in singing. I feel like singing is a gift that I've been given, and I like to share it with other people and learn through it. about others and their journey. And it brings joy. It allows tears to flow. It encourages voices to be heard in protest or motioning for change, and is powerful in so many other ways beyond this. As I mentioned, as Nicole mentioned earlier, or all of the songs that I'm sharing are special and have shaped me to be the person I am here to talk with you. And I encourage you to take some time this week and think of the songs that are important to you. Think of the places. Think of the people. Think of the emotions that they bring to you. Take time with these thoughts. Don't let them just pass by like water over some rocks. Sit with them. Sometimes they might be painful. That's okay. Sometimes they might bring you joy that you don't want to end, and that's okay too. But just be with that thought. Are there any challenges to think differently about somebody by thinking about those songs now in a way you hadn't thought of them before? Or relating to other people through those songs? Do they inspire you to do something different? These are the ways that I experience singing in my life. And I encourage you to find that inspiration in singing in your own. I'd like to leave you today with one song, actually a couple of songs. The first one I'm going to do is actually a song that I probably first learned when I was being cradled, just as Cedar is being cradled back in Nicole's arms, by my mom. She sang a song to all of us children, and it's one that we've passed on to Nicole and Shane's children now. It's an Alleluia lullaby. So I'm going to start singing it, and I think we might be able to do a round if you guys are up for it. Are you feeling brave? Okay, so it goes. Who likes rounds? All right, here we go. So it goes. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. So, do you want to sing that? Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Okay, and then we repeat that again. So, alleluia, 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 alleluia. And then the next part is alleluia, 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 alleluia. Again. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. And the final part is alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Okay, so from the top. Alleluia, 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 song I want you to all join in singing with us again, and it is the title of this little talk that I gave, and it's How Can I Keep From Singing? I love these words because it's exactly how I feel. Like there's just everything about me inspires me to sing, and I hope, like I said, I hope you can find some inspiration in the world around you to sing extemporaneously, or with some singing song in mind. So please stand if you're able, in spirit or in body, and please join. I think they're on. It's in your. If you all have these books. Oh, they're in both. Okay. Okay. So page 43 in this book, in the Rise Up Singing. And I'm not sure what. Two, I think. 3? I don't know.
It's 43 in Rise Up Singing. See what is it? Oh, she has no idea. How can I keep from singing? Sorry. If you learn the spiral bound one, that's the one that you have to sing.
It's not in here, I don't think.
It's 4 verses, actually.
Is it?
Yes.
There we go. All right.
My life flows on in endless song of others' lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear that music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? But thou the tempest loudly roars, I hear the truth, it liveth, that thou the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to the rock I'm clinging. Since love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? When tyrants tremble sick with fear, and hear their death news ringing, as friends rejoice both far and near, how can I keep from singing? In prison cell and dungeon vile, our thoughts to them
Wow. Are you through? Couldn't you do one more for Please, please. Encore. That's right.
I told her that we had conversation and polyglot kind of thing, so she's like also ready to hear that.
Yes.
I do have a question. Yeah, request. I can say nothing.
We went to hear some music last night. And, you know, different cultures, some have things that are atonal or cacophonous or harsh. When I heard Muslims praying, I mean, it's just hard on my ears. But other songs really speak to you. How much of it is cultural? How much of it is genetic?
I think we are probably most familiar with Western music. So some of that microtonal, where they're kind of sliding in between notes that we normally think just go right up the scale, they are. I mean, it's just different to our ears, but there's beauty in that. I think the point is not necessarily that you have to appreciate it, but maybe listen to it so that you can at least understand where they're coming from and what they're appreciating and what they're loving and is part of their culture. So I don't know if it's there are some things that I don't like.
So I wonder if as a child you just hear that and it becomes something that
Definitely.
internalized as beautiful.
It's an aesthetic question, isn't it? Yeah, it's
probably never going to like Sakuran. That's the most glaring example I can think of.
Well, yeah, there's some music that's just, it's not familiar to our ears, and it's not something that sometimes it's not singable, and that is to us, it's not something that we can just go away humming, and sometimes that's frustrating, or it leaves us a little bit empty because we're not taking something away from the experience. Who's that? Rapper? Well, that's what I was saying about Bow Wow before, this experience that I had with working with these ninth graders. I don't know that I have a significantly higher appreciation for rap music now, but I do at least understand the world that they're coming from. The ninth grade class, it was an inner city Boston class, and most of them were black kids or Hispanic kids, and they are dealing with some pretty rough emotions. I think teenagers these days have a really hard time. I don't know if you guys can correct me on that, but I think they're faced with a lot of adult challenges right now in their lives, and being able to relate with them. Most rap songs are probably about things like family, faith, fear, hatred, love, things that other songs that we do like to listen to are about as well. So it's just trying to find a connection with the others. I think that's the important thing.
I wonder too, if with the same question, if the more you become familiar with something, that after a while it doesn't sound so
Strange, right? Yeah, right.
And I think this is a cultural thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sour. But I think that happens sometimes with people.
Yeah.
That you immediately are put off.
That's true.
When I was
Yeah.
high school teacher, there were kids that I never would be able to work with that person. And the more I became familiar with that person, you find something, get used to it.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I wonder if that could happen also with art or music.
Do you know what's really interesting about what you just said is I've had experience singing some contemporary pieces, like very, very off-the-wall kind of pieces with off-the-wall lyrics and off-the-wall harmonies and melodies. And oh my gosh, I sometimes would be banging my head against this music and not knowing how to handle it or how to appreciate it in any way. But the process of starting with that piece and breaking it down and figuring out what the different parts of it are and what did I need to do for my own mind, my own brain, how to understand this piece. Going through that process from the beginning to the end, oh my God, by the end of that, I would love the piece because I'd made it so much a part of myself. I had put so much time and effort into breaking it down and making it work for me that it was so much a part of myself, even more than, a nice lyrical piece that I've been singing since I was a kid, It had so much more meaning. And it's like what you were saying with relationships, too. It's, if you take, that immediate emotion of, I don't know if this is going to work, this relationship here. You are different than me. But if you take the time to break down those elements and ask yourself the questions of why is that not working, and then you work through those things, you'll find that the relationship tends to be a lot more richer than if it was just somebody, saying hi as you're passing them on the street. You're taking the time, you're taking the energy, and you get so much from that. It's so enriching to your life, So I like that. I like that thought a lot.
I was just going to say that I feel like song is like another expression of language, and so for me, a lot of times, like Michelle said, I was like her too. Singing songs, both of us would just start singing something to express something instead of saying it in words. And so I think a lot of times, if you think about it, different cultures have put their words to music, and when I've learned Spanish or other languages, at first it's so confusing and frustrating to comprehend it, and then when I start understanding the words, I'm like, it's amazing to be able to actually understand. And I think that's the same with music. At first it's a language you don't understand, and some songs, and then gradually it begins to learn.
I have a theory that I haven't seen elsewhere, which is probably is common, that before humans used words, they communicated with tone, meter, and rhythm. So that the early human language evolution was what we now call singing.
Yes.
And over time, the words became so distinct they could do it without all that. So I think language probably originated in singing.
So, also has that theory. I like that thought. I mean, who knows if it'll ever be proven, but it's a really nice thought. Do you want to say something?
Well, quite frankly, having had two teenage sons and heard rap a lot, I like it.
Hey!
It has fabulous beat. I used to get after my kids, and my younger son said, "Oh, Mom, all you hear is the dirty words." And quite frankly, most of the words I couldn't understand. But then I thought, just and it does, a lot of it just has a really good beat.
Yeah.
And I also, culturally, when I was coming along, the radio, a lot of the radio stations refused to play "Wake Up Little Susie" because it indicated
That's right. Promiscuity.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I've heard that. I've heard that. They may not have intended it that way, or they may have, but just.
So now in that case, can you do Bow Wow?
Can I sing Bow Wow? No. Rap is actually one of those genres I haven't really ventured in on my own. But it might be fun someday to break it down. There's a question.
Well, there's a Buddhist statement that says comparisons are odious. And in the Western mind, and I do this all the time, I'm always playing things off, comparing this to that. And last night I was with a friend of mine, and he was like, well, I like country music, but I don't like George Jones. And I'm like, why the hell don't you like George Jones? Yeah. But the whole idea, this aspect of judging, and I do it all the time, it's a Western mind. We've got to categorize, we've got to classify it. We do it in poetry all the time. And so it becomes an academic kind of.
Yeah, trying to, as opposed to appreciating each one on its own. I like it. Amen. Did you have a question? Sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know. That was our technical difficulty. We could do some of that if you want. Would you like that? Okay. It's Kudos, Ave Maria. And now for Schubert. Schubert's probably the more familiar Ave Maria that you've probably heard that. Ave Maria. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, any other thoughts, questions? Any more questions? Thank you so much. I want to thank you. Really, it's been a nice time. Thank you.
You bring tears to my eyes. Our closing words by Nancy Wood. Hold on to what is good, even if it is a handful of earth. Hold on to what you believe, even if it is a tree which stands by itself. Hold on to what you must do, even if it is a long way from here. Hold on to my hand, even when I am gone away from you. Coffee, tea, conversation. Thank you for coming.